Ashley from Jimmy Bean's Wool, and I'm here to talk to you today about how to knit an I-cord. I-cords are really handy for, say, felted bag handles or not felted bag handles. They do have a little stretch. I use them. There's a felted backgammon board that I knit my first I-cord for. You knit the I-cords and you coil them up and stitch them together into little circles, and you felt them, and you've got little game pieces. So that's one application. You'll see them in all kinds of patterns. This one, so I've just cast on here. Jeannie, you want to zoom in a little bit on my hands? Now, they can be as wide or as narrow as you want, and with any weight of yarn. It just depends on the application, what your pattern says, or how creative you want to be. But here I've just cast on 5 stitches. I've used a knitted cast on.
Don't you have to do it strictly on double points?
You do. You only need 2 double points. You don't need a full span of double points, but you need 2, and they absolutely have to be double points, and you'll see why in just a minute. So I've cast on 5 with the knitted cast on. We're going to knit all 5 stitches straight across.
Boy, and what else? You can do a knitted on I-cord. Elizabeth Zimmerman's always talking about that in her publications.
Oh yeah, knitting it right off of your main piece.
You can, right onto the Shoalwater shawl has a knitted on I-cord.
It does, it does. Okay, so I've knit all 5 of my stitches just like usual. I've got them on my right needle, but now instead of switching needles and knitting with my left, I'm going to push them all the way down to the opposite side of the needle and then put that in my left hand. So you've got your
tail down.
Working yarn. Yep, sorry. Yep. Okay, so my working yarn now is on the bottom of this piece in my left hand. Now what you're going to do is come back up. It seems a little crazy, I know, but this is how you create your tube here. What you're going to do is come back up and knit that first stitch just like usual. And you won't see it happen right away, so we'll do this a couple of times. Knit all the way down the piece, all 5 stitches. Okay.
Knitters have so many different techniques. It's just cool.
Don't we though? Every knitter's different. Now we're going to slide all the way down to the end of the needle again. Switch hands.
Show them how the yarn comes from the back, and it looks like it's going to be, you know, it goes.
Okay, so we've got it
far across, yeah.
Up at the top of our needle again. The working yarn is at the bottom. Now when you come up to knit, it's going to come around the back of the piece. So you're bringing your yarn from the end of your last stitch up around the back. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, here, let me zoom in and see if I can get that. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Perfect.
So you're gonna go ahead and wrap to knit again and pull through like usual. Now what you're gonna see start to happen, there's almost this little ladder that comes up the back. And on the front, you've got all of your stockinette stitches that are kind of going to start to wrap around to that ladder that's in the back, and that's how your tube gets created. And once you've got your cord with a little bit of length to it, you won't really see that ladder anymore. Your stitches really start to pull together, and you end up with this nice hollow tube of knitted stitches that felts really well, and then you've got some strength, or it's always great for to embellish a hemline or something like that. It stitches on really, really easily, and it really just kind of gives a little bit of structure to a knitted garment, or makes a nice decorative handle. So that is how you would do an I-cord and a couple of applications for I-cord. So I'm Ashley from Jimmy Bean's Wool, and thanks for watching. Happy knitting!
The old woman in my hometown takes your name and writes it down, and she sends your fortunes to your door. Have a theater for half a year, wanna know if love is near. Am I bound to walk these streets on my own?